welcoming you for press statement.
Okay.
And maybe also just to thank you, baby, for coming to support me in this press statement. So I'll start by just reading, and then maybe if there'll be questions, then we'll be able to ask you. Now, declaration of intent to vie for presidency of the Republic of Kenya come 2027. Fellow Kenyans, friends and patriots, today I stand before you with humility, courage and great conviction to announce I, Honorable Peter Kalonzo Salasya, Member of Parliament for Mumias East constituency, officially declare my intentions to vie for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya in the year 2027 general election. This moment is not about me, it's about you, the ordinary Kenyan, the civil servant whose payslip is shrinking under punitive taxes, the farmer struggling to afford fertilizer, the mother choosing between medicine and food, the young graduates sending CVs that never get answers, the Gen Z youth dreaming for a better, cleaner, fairer government. It is about Kenya, a country full of potential, yet held back by broken system, corruption, inequality, and disconnection between leaders and citizens. We cannot continue this way. It is time for a new generation of leadership, honesty, visionary, and bold. My agenda, the 5 pillars of the new Kenya: economic freedom. That one will include lowering taxes, growing incomes. The burden of the Kenyan worker is unbearable. We must ease it. As the president, I will review and reduce pay, NHIF, and NSSF reduction to protect your hard-earned salary.
Yes.
I will expand the tax base through job creation, not overtaxing the few who are employed. Our economic policy will shift from taxation to production and innovation. We must grow the cake before we slice it. No Kenyan should feel punished for working hard. Number 2, universal health care through people-centered SHA. The Social Health Authority, SHA, must not be another burden. It must be a bridge to better health care. I will restructure SHA to align with the real medical needs of Kenyans, not bureaucratic interests. Every Kenyan will access affordable, dignified, and efficient health care, whether in Turkana, Kibra, or Mumias. We shall audit and clean up the NHIF legacy mess and guarantee the transparency in the healthcare funds. Health is not a luxury, it is a right. Number 3, ending corruption. Sealing every leak in government. Corruption is theft from the poor. I will treat it as economic sabotage. Every procurement will go through a transparent digital trackable system. I will empower independent anti-corruption agencies, and no scared cows will be spared. Stable public money will be recovered. Those who loot must be held accountable publicly, swiftly, and justly. We cannot industrialize a corrupt country. We cannot feed a nation bleeding from graft. Number 4, education, jobs, and dignity for our youth. Education must prepare young people not just to pass exams, but to thrive in a modern economy. We will strengthen TVETs, invest in digital literacy, and equip schools with modern tools. I will implement a national youth employment guarantee program in agriculture, ICT, and public works. Internships and graduate trainee scheme will be mandatory across government departments and industry. No degree should gather dust. No young dream should die due to hopelessness. Number 5, a new deal for Gen Z governance through freedom and the rule of law. Gen Z is not just the future, they are now. I will form the first ever Gen Z Presidential Advisory Council to embed their voices in every national decision. Freedom of expression, digital rights, and civic space will be protected. Police brutality will end under my watch. The judiciary will be respected. Laws will be applied fairly, regardless of status, tribe, or region. Let Kenya be the place where every youth believes their country works for them, not against them. Fellow Kenyans, I will contest the 2027 election and a new political movement, one that reflects the dreams of a fair, inclusive, forward-looking Kenya. This movement's name and leadership will be unveiled in due course. and it will not be built on the tribal alliance or money power, but on the people power. I invite all Kenyans, especially the youth, the workers, the farmers, the mothers, and the dreamers to work with me. Together, let us make 2027 the year of Kenya's rebirth. Let us turn frustration into hope, despair into opportunity, and anger into action. The time for true transformation is now. God bless Kenya. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Honorable Peter Salasya, Member of Parliament, yes, East Constituency, 2027 presidential candidate. Thank you.
Yes. Question?
Thank you for that. And first of all the best for the new journey that you started. We'd like to know, you've never mentioned this, that maybe you want to fight for presidency, but we want to know what pushed you to. Of course, umeshatusomea manifesto hapa. Kitu kikubwa kabisa kimefanya ukaamua na let me fight for 2027.
First of all, because we are not seeing the issues that the Gen Z or the young generation, because first of all, you know that the future of a nation belongs to the young people. And the young people of this country, they are worried about their future, because they are worried about the 30 years from now, 40 years from now, because the systems are not working, and the people who are occupying the system, they are not of goodwill or not working with utmost good faith in order to ensure that, because you remember that in the Kibaki leadership, there was 2030 vision 2030, but we are not seeing the leadership that is looking right there, but we are looking at people who are self-centered and looking at the people who want, because everybody is saying that Ruto must go. Then who should replace Ruto if it's not Peter Salasya? Because the Kenyans want, or the young people want, a leader who is transparent, who wants with honesty, and who is ready to abide by the rule of law. And that is why I've been looking at the people who want to replace him. And then I say that they are not working. Remember, Peter Salasya has been just like a week or 2 weeks ago, I've been able to traverse the entire Western Kenya. We are now going for another tour of Nyamira, of Kisii, of Nyanza, coastal region, the northeastern, the eastern, and then the Mount Kenya, and then the Rift Valley. And because we've also seen that as much as we embrace from where we come from, the tribal, whatever, but the youth, the young people, are not interested about the who come, because at the end of the day, when these people get the position, it is about them. It's not about the other people or the entire community. It's about the few cronies, the few friends. And that is what now the young people, in their, what they want is the fairness in their CVs, fairness in their whatever, in whatever they do. And this is what has really made me to come out and say that as a young person, because by 2027 I'll be turning 35 years old. So which means that I'll be in a threshold to hold a constitutional role of being the president of the Republic of Kenya. Remember the countries like Burkina Faso, people like Kina Traore, they are young people, and you see that the darling of the Africans, yes, because they want their country to be self-sustainable. And that is why you see people like in Obama, people who took when at the, because when I take the president at this early age, I know I still have like about, maybe by God's grace, I want to get to around 90 or 100 years by God's grace. So which means that I have to live with these people, and I have to maintain the legacy that will enable me to live good in happiness with these people. But these people, the older generation, they don't care. They think about few years remaining by God's grace. Okay, we are not praying for anyone, whatever. And that is what has really prompted me. And I'm a leader who is who knows how to balance leadership. There is time for fun, there is time for leadership, there is time to provide way, and all those things, and all those qualities I do have. I'm a graduate from the Egerton University, and I did Bachelor of Commerce, Banking and Finance, and I also worked as a banker, and I worked as a teller. And even in my history, I never stole money from either. I used to get a salary of 50,000 shillings, and I used to handle every day 30 million. So which means that I'm a person who is self-driven, and who has the principle of accountability, principle of transparency in everything. And even for the last like 2 years in my leadership as a member of parliament of Mumias East, you can see when you walk in Mumias East constituency, it is a clear demonstration that despite of whatever we do on social media, because I like playing also, I like making jokes on social media, but I'm a very serious person when it comes to serious matters. And that is why I see I'm the only savior, God-driven, God-sent leader that who can unite this country and bring people. I know there was some anchors that we were passing around when we were saying this community is doing what, but we have healed. We are now ready to bring all the Gen Zs from Nyanza, from Kisiaya, from everywhere, so we can move together.
Maybe Honorable Salasya, thank you so much for telling us your intentions. We have had two issues in this country: independence of institutions. I think having institutions in it has been compromised. You have been in Bunge. What can you say about that? Is it part of, or is it a priority?
Yes, part of my key manifesto is to respect the independent body. And one of the key reasons why this country is suffering is because the independence of these agencies, government agencies, they are failed, and that's why they cannot do what they're supposed to be doing. And if I'm the President of the Republic of Kenya, I will allow the Parliament to do their work, and I will not allow the Parliament to come to the State House. I'll be like the king who will be just like, because I will not allow even the parliamentary grouping in the State House. It will be like a the father of everybody. Whether it's the opposition, whether it's the government, supporting the government, they will be all my children. I'm not just saying I'm not my children, but I'm just saying because of the virtue of being the president.
Baba.
And I will allow the judiciary to do their work. And it will make my work easy. If I allow judiciary to work, I allow the parliament to work, I allow the Senate to work, I allow the public prosecution to work, I allow all the DCI to do their work, I allow everything to do. I will be enjoying my leadership when I sleep because I know every institution is doing what they're supposed to do.
Finally,
Yes.
as it stands for about 11 trillion as a country, what is your focus? How are you going to focus on that? Precisely, maybe hii imekuwa a policy issue that people are supposed to sit down, discuss before they vote. But as it stands, it looks like it is dominated in the way that somebody can just wake up, take a loan, recommend a loan, take it. How are you going to handle that when you take power?
As a president, like this problem that we are having today was done like in the last government, when they passed a legislation that a government can go ahead and borrow the money even without consulting the National Assembly, and up to a certain level. And this is what has made this country to overborrow. You remember when they came, when His Excellency, the President, came in, he said that he wants this country to be self-sustainable, whereby we are not going to borrow. We want this country to be like Mali, that it has been able to pay all its debts and has no any debt, because this is something, because you remember, during the Moise era, Moi never used to borrow the money from outside. And that's why you find like, despite the fact that the economy was not doing, reaching to everybody, but you find like the shilling was very strong, and then the manufacturing was everywhere in this country. So from where I sit in that point of the debts, I will also do the inquiry on the debts that were committed by the previous governments that has existed before. Because we want to know, like for example, the Eurobond, where did it go? And we have so many issues. Because you remember, like in the previous, when we were talking about last time, the people who involved in the, like for example, the Eurobond, there were people who were employed by the Treasury, advisory, and those are some of the things that shows that we are not serious about the people who committed the atrocity, and are the same people that we are also bringing back and messing up this country. So we will have to review the debts of this country and bring back the motion that Honorable Mtata had, so that we can also be able to scrutinize and get to know all the monies that came into this country. Did they do what they were intended to do as a president of the Republic of Kenya?
Honorable Salasya, your party leader is aligned to certain coalition as we speak. So how are you going to vie with the same party in 2027?
First of all, this movement is not about any other person. It's about the Kenyans. It's about the Kenyans. So if they will say that they will give me that political party to vie on it, I will not accept. I will not refuse. But if they don't, we are going to launch a political party, a political movement. And this one is going to be rolled out. So it's about them to decide whether they want me to be there. Because now the party leader, if he's not showing the interest to vie as a president, then he should give me that political party to vie on it. If he doesn't, then I will come up with a new political movement that now will shape the politics of this country.
And have you spoken with your party leader?
Sorry?
Is your party leader aware that you are going to vie in 2027?
No, I don't know, because you see now that is my personal decision. It is my personal decision because I have the heaviness of this country. And that's why we are taking the risk of, even like, for example, most of the members will say, why can't we not say